Welcome to Our Spain, our 100th episode. I'm so excited.
Can you believe that? I cannot believe it's been 100 episodes in like a year and a half. I mean, I don't want to toot our own horns, but that's pretty darn
Why not?
impressive. I'm just saying, if I do say so myself.
Okay, you and I can talk about anything, right? So I wasn't I'm not surprised, but I was also at the beginning, I was like, oh my God, we're going to run out of things to talk about. But you know what? Living life in Spain is endless, apparently. So we
Exactly.
can talk about anything. So it's been, yeah, so 100 episodes, I think that's a great milestone. I'm proud of us.
I am too. I mean, who would have thought when we started talking about this inkling of an idea that she has a dog, ladies and gentlemen, and it may interrupt our 100th episode because maybe Blaze feels a little slighted that she hasn't been a part of the show. Is
She hasn't been mentioned recently, so she's just making sure she gets herself in
she
there.
gets in there. um, but anyway, when we were sitting around your pool, a long time ago, thinking we should do this, that we actually, one, did it and have
Right?
continued to do it and have shown up every week to do it. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
if we could be influencers, we could be those people that say, if you put your mind to it and just put one foot in front of the other, you get to the line. You know what I mean?
I have no desire to be an influencer, but go
Neither
ahead,
do I, but
Gaetano.
I thought, maybe we are.
So on that depressing note, do you have an Ask Spain for us?
I do. It's actually an Spain and an also family. So I think, like many people, we've moved to Spain for a better, safer, an idyllic life that we may have remembered our childhoods to have once been when the
Mm-hmm.
world wasn't so chaotic. And so I moved to, Valencia. We chose Valencia specifically because of the perceived safety, which it is real safety, but like coming from Los Angeles and I wanted a better life.
Yeah.
And
Walkability, like all these kind of,
exactly.
yeah.
And independence for my kids with a subway system that's safe, that I would feel like, okay, they can go out with friends. Well, we've lived here for 3 years. And my older daughter has been in ballet conservatory for 3 years. So she's had no time. And it's been kind of frustrating for me because I look at her time click, her time clock ticking, right? And I'm like, she's like got
Mm-hmm.
2 years left of like teenage before she's off to college. She hasn't experienced the life I want for her, which is the independence and hanging out with her friends and going to the park.
Right.
And well,
Yeah.
lo and behold, like the last 4 weeks, she's been like, bye, dad. Where's the Metro card? I'm out. And I'm like,
So
wait,
summer hit and she's like, I'm out of here. I've been working too hard. Everything's been too much. I'm now living the life of a teenager in Spain.
yeah. And it happened overnight. And when she left this morning, or not this morning, this afternoon to go to the beach with her friends, like she took the bus by herself all the way to the other side of town to the beach. Is like no one went with her, and I was just like had to re-show her how to use Google Maps and like get the bus. And I gave her a hug,
Right.
and I just whispered in her ear, I'm like,
Like,
you're
see ya.
becoming the person I wanted for us to move here. So it was an Spain.
That's really nice. Well, as you know, we moved down into town to have that kind of lifestyle, but it still freaks me out because it is not how I grew up. I did not grow up in that, like, I don't know, American movie thing where everyone's just riding their bikes out
Oh,
into the
really?
woods and
You didn't
no,
you didn't have independence, and well, I guess you're not driving your cars at
zero.
16. So like we definitely force our kids to be more independent, or we did in the past. Like it's
Yeah, we could drive. I want to say we could drive at 16 because Zena's like, can I, since I'm English, can I go over to England and take my driver's license and come back here? I was like, I don't think that works because 16-year-olds are not allowed to drive here. So I don't think it matters if you have a
I
driver's license from another
I think England is
place.
18 now, because
Is
yeah,
it
it's
too?
18.
Okay, well
Yeah.
that'll make me happy to tell her that because she has this plan,
Yeah, yeah,
right? And I
yeah.
was like, I don't think that
It doesn't. Yeah,
works.
if it's not legal in that country, you're not allowed to do it, right?
Right.
So
And I'm also like, and you're also not getting on a bike. So you just, yeah, this whole like bike thing at 16 freaks me out.
oh,
But
like you mean the
also
mopeds?
her, Well, they're bikes. I don't know what you call them, whatever you want. You can kill yourself on that sucker and take off a whole bunch of skin because they're on them in shorts and t-shirts.
Well, I guess we have a different
So
definition. Is there a different definition for bike in England versus America? Like a bike in America is not a
it's
motorbike.
I'm talking about motorbikes. I'm
Motorbikes, right.
talking about motorbikes. I'm talking about a bike that can go 40, 50 miles an hour, whatever it can do, that you can kill yourself on it. I don't care whether it's slower and therefore designed for a child or whatever. It's a fast bike, and if you fall off it or get into an accident, you're just as dead.
Right, right.
So that's just my thing, and I'm like, I don't get it, and so I'm definitely like, I love the idea that she'll have that freedom because it's something that I didn't have, but I'm also like, I don't know how to mentally handle it. Not because I don't think she's safe, but just because that's, they're flying out away from the nest a little earlier than I had experienced. So. But I'm excited for her to have that, and she loves it. She's just like, see ya.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, now, and we need to go into town and get the Hoven card for her. But every time I go in, it's like a Saturday or something, and it's only at certain stations. Like I think it's Cologne and another station, and it only is from like Monday to Friday from like 9 to 1. It's like very specific hours that you can go into the actual station that has it. Because I did look.
Right. No,
definitely not on the weekends.
You don't need to
definitely not on Saturday.
No, actually, you don't do that anymore. I don't think so, because she's how old?
Oh, really? 14.
Yeah, you don't do that anymore. No,
So
that
how do
doesn't
I do
exist
it?
anymore. You do it all online because her picture.
Oh,
yeah,
brilliant.
because you can't do it at the station because her picture is now on the actual Metro card. Before it was a paper card,
Okay.
and she had to carry a copy of her passport. I've been through this. We've been here through the
Right.
We've been here for the transition. So the way it is now is you do it all online. So you go on the Metro Valencia, look for Carnet, Hoven, whatever. And look, guys, we have information for people this episode we didn't even plan on. Oh, man.
Including me, because I've literally been like, oh, I got to go in with Xena on a weekday. Of course, now school's over, so this is more feasible, but still I have to keep it in my head that it's something I have to do. So if I can do it online, great.
Yeah. You do it all online, but you will have to take her picture, like a passport photo size. But you do that with your
that's
iPhone.
fine, yeah.
It's all digital. You put it in, and it just, if I remember correctly, because we did it last year, if I remember correctly, it all just came to my house. They mailed it
It
to
should
me.
at that point, right? Yeah. I love this new digital photo thing that they're doing for passports and everything. I just love that. It just makes everything so much easier. But yeah, I think unless you're like my husband and you get a passport with the wrong photo in it. Remember that?
No, wait, what?
Did I tell you that?
I don't think so. We did 100 episodes. I can't remember
We
everything.
have to-
Can't remember everything we talked
I
about.
can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday, so please excuse us if we went through this before. But Jawad applied for his new passport, his American passport, and it came with the wrong photo.
It came with somebody else's,
Someone else's photo. Yeah, I mean, we must have talked about this because I find it very hard to believe that we
it's
didn't.
the real photo and he's a spy all along and you're now just finding out.
And I don't know what he looks
Yeah,
like.
exactly.
It was one of those things where I called up the embassy in Madrid and I was like, this is happening. And they were like, okay, yeah, well, you just need to reapply. And I was like, I don't think you understand what's happened.
So there's someone
And then-
else that's got his picture on
Right?
their passport.
Like, I was like, I really don't think you understand what's going on here. She's like, no, it's fine. You just have to apply again and it'll take, and I'm like, how long will it take? And I'm like, no, it'll take like 11 weeks or whatever it was taking at the time. Right. And then I said, can you talk to somebody, please, and get back to me? Because I feel like maybe we could jump the line.
Right.
Because we've already done this.
We've already waited the 12 weeks. Right.
We've already waited like so long. I'm not doing it again. Plus, at that point, we did need to travel. And then I hung up literally with the amount of time that it took her to ask somebody and then the whole office to freak out. I got a phone call.
Oh,
back,
really?
like within 4 minutes.
Okay.
And the woman was just like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay, and gave me this whole scenario of how to return the passport and get it back and do all this thing. And it suddenly turned into this like massive emergency, right? And I was like, okay, that's what I was expecting.
Yeah, that seems like how it should be. It should be like, oh, this happens all the time. But however,
I was like, this cannot.
I would maybe suggest going through the closet and see if there's one of those face-off masks. Maybe he has a dual personality that you don't know about. He does travel a lot. I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness, I was watching one of those Mission Impossibles with Zeno, and we were like, and where he's doing all those masks
Mhm.
and stuff. And there were even a couple where we were both like, oh my God, we weren't expecting that one, even though they had already done like a few. And
Mhm.
it was kind of, that is kind of fun. Yeah, I thought he was kidding. He comes up and says, like, they got the wrong photo. And I'm like, well, that doesn't happen.
Right, right.
So anyway, besides that one, that never happened story, which happened, I'm excited to do this online. And then Zena can have that card. And I mean, she can, I always say, like, you just have to be with a friend, right?
Right.
Like, that's kind of, at least up to a certain age, you need to be in a group of some sort.
Right.
And you can both, go. And now that we're living in this town, she has some friends that live here, or she has friends that are older, like your daughter, that maybe come out and go in together, like, you know what I mean? That type of thing.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm excited for her and also nervous for myself. She's fine. She's like, see, I'm
She'll
done.
be fine, and people are looking out for the kid. I mean, looking out for the children's well-being in this town. Like, it's not.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think because it is something that's sort of, and also we've talked about this before, the kids are very like responsible on the trains and standing up for people and being polite. And these are not kids that I know, just
Right.
watching the kids, and watching how the Spanish kids are. I mean, this is a huge generalization, but overall, I think, yeah,
They see
I'm not
us
worried.
oldsters come up. They unfortunately get up the seats and give them to us, which
They sure do.
I don't want that. I mean, thank you, but why me? Do I really look
Oh
that
my
old?
gosh. Okay, so I had a horrible moment today. Can I tell you
Please,
this?
that's why we're here.
So I went to our local Polideportivo, our rec center, for lap swimming
Hmm.
this morning, and it was lovely. So it's really nice. They got a super nice pool with this huge grass area outside with the little like umbrellas you can sit under, and it's just really, really nice. And so you can pay like for a year, and it's like 25 euros for a year,
Hmm.
and then after that you pay less for any service that you want to, right?
Okay.
And I've had this experience at other polys in other towns where it's like really hard to pay them. It's just one of those funny Spanish things where it's like, so it took me like literally a week to get to the point where I actually could pay for this card and get it all sorted. In the meantime, they're just like not charging me to go swimming
Hmm.
because I'm about to do it.
Right.
And like, it's just very chill.
Right.
And then I'm filling out the form again. Like, I've got to fill out this form for this card. And then she's like, are you a pensioner?
Oh,
I almost died.
for the Americans listening, pensioner means old person.
This is like, I'm like, no. I need to walk around with my daughter more.
Oh, this is my sister.
Right? No, I mean, no, just that, like, I still have like a teenage daughter, like, kind of thing, And I was like, oh my God, I'm like, this girl was very young, so I'm gonna like just take that as it is. Like, maybe anyone over 40 is like, looks like a pensioner. I don't know, but I was like, I did not need that today.
Well, I'm on your side, not theirs. I'm just gonna say that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But on the
Unfortunately,
upside,
this is not a society that believes in suing, so unfortunately, you don't have a case.
no, and also I will say still we have a lovely like recreational center with nice activities and paddle courts and all sorts of good things. So I can't really complain, but it wasn't what I needed today, that's all.
Well, let's look at
Good,
the
thanks, go
Ospain.
home and
The
cry.
Ospain bright side of the moment is that you could be spending 150 euros a month, and they tell you how young you look. Now you're spending
There you
25
go.
for the year. You take the insult. You take the insult with the win, right?
That's it. That's how it works. The insult was free, I'm sure.
Oh, that's funny. All right, okay. Lovely story, Tanya, but I think we should get back on track. We did have a sort of an
Why?
out
Why do we? Why?
because we had a sort of an outline of what we were going to talk about for an episode.
Oh, okay. And we went off
We
it.
totally went
Okay,
off with
shocking.
things we didn't even know we wanted to talk about.
Who knew?
knew?
Well, we could. Where do you want to go?
Well, we had talked about
steered the
that we
train.
do have certain fans and people that have messaged
Yes.
us and have been supportive of us. So I would like to first say thank you to Carmen and Mark, who have they always like our posts and they mention us. And just this week they had given us a shout out on a different expat group, like on an expat group, and someone had a question and they were like, I don't know how to do what such and such. And Carmen and Mark said, well, have you listened to this show? They talk about this stuff. And I was like, oh,
That's so nice.
yeah.
Thank you. That is so, I mean, that's really kind because it does help to, make us feel like we're doing something useful when someone tells us we're doing something useful.
Right.
So we do appreciate that.
And there was also a woman, Jody, that had messaged us, and she had brought up a really good point,
Yes.
and she had been listening to our episodes. She had mentioned about the episodes we did about schools and just raising kids, and she had asked, are we going to do one on universities and colleges? So the answer is, Jody, yes.
Yes,
Not
we will.
anytime soon because we want to talk about it as we're doing it, but it will be sooner than later in that I have a daughter, we've just talked about, who is leaving the nest in 2 years, which means in the next few months, we have to start planning university visits and really and
Yeah.
hone in on what it all means for us as a family and for her as her future and debt loads
Yeah,
and
for
all things. So
sure.
we will be
Yeah.
we will be doing, I would assume, several
I
university episodes over the next couple years of.
Yeah, and we'll do a Perspectivas, which is our interview section, which we'll try to find, like somebody that really knows a lot about this stuff that we can interview, because I think there's just so much information out there, and I think that's why it's overwhelming for you. It's starting to be overwhelming for me thinking about stuff. And so we'll several probably,
So
just
also
as we get closer to that.
So also, let me just throw out there, if anyone is knows of any international consultants for universities, those kinds of people, or someone who is one listening, please email us at ospainpodcast@gmail.com, and we'd be
Yeah.
happy to talk with you about maybe doing an interview, because that I think it's interesting because
Yeah.
it's not
And
an
it might
Ospain
be,
thing.
and it could be, yeah, and it could be several. So like if you just do like international students or whatever coming into America, or you just know Europe, that's also fine,
Right.
because we can, there may not be one person that knows about everything, which is totally acceptable. So we're going to try and find the right people. And if anybody knows anybody, email us.
And there is a lot of nuances to it, right? So it's a U.S. citizen trying
Yeah.
to get back into the States. How do you apply? Because there are differences. And
Because you're not a resident
Not a
there
resident.
anymore, but you are a citizen,
Yeah.
so that has something, right? Or maybe, yeah. So it'd be interesting to see how that all pans out, and what's possible, and the costs, and all these sorts of things.
So our soldiers,
And
there's your call to arms. If anyone knows anyone,
Yeah.
let them know. We're looking.
Or anything for
Yeah.
an interview, anything related. I would also like to shout out to another listener that we have who has been listening to us since the very, very beginning, and that's my friend Dana. And she was nice enough to send me a package of, gifts and things, which is lovely when people want to do that. It did, however, never make it to me.
As one does. What's the nightmare scenario here?
So the scenario in this one is kind of a PSA to everybody that's sending packages around. Do not put any type of food in it. Packaged dried foods, nuts, nothing. Like so I got into a circle of horror of like forms that they kept asking me to fill out, and I filled them out, and I filled them out, and I filled them out, and I was filling them out, and then there was another one, and I was filling them out, and it became very apparent quite quickly that the only way to actually succeed in filling this out correctly to the way that they needed was that you needed to be a business with a business number and everything, and some kind of import like
Export
information
title.
of import export like scenario, where you and also would have absolutely every single piece of information of what this was that was in the package, which of course I didn't, right? And I'm like, so then I was like, just open it and see what's in it, and then you can see everything's packaged. It's just put the ingredients are on all the list of all the packages,
Right.
And they were like, great. We'll do that. And then I get an email a couple of days later, and they're like, can you fill out this form? And it was like the same one again. I'm like, I'm done. I can't. Like, I don't have any of this information that you're looking for.
Right.
I don't know what's in the packages. I don't know what's in the ingredients. I'm not a business. And it eventually did make it back to her. Thank goodness it made it back, and it's not still floating around. But that was a couple of months of fun. So I wanted to just a shout out. Thank you for sending it. Sorry about European imports.
Right.
It's just not possible. I couldn't do anything about that, and I feel really bad. But thank you for listening. Thank you for participating and trying to send me a gift, and bummer to me.
That's annoying. I mean, I
Yeah.
have an aunt who has been who tried to send me a book that she wrote about like the family history, and
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, don't like just put it in like an envelope and mail it, right? Because it was like a thin book, right? From what I understand, right?
Yeah.
And 4 months later, I came back to her house with all the stamps from around the world, like,
It had a
it
nice
had a nice
trip.
voyage. I never got a letter. It never even tried to make it to my
Oh,
house, but the
wow.
address was correct. But for some
It was
reason,
correct.
nothing ever came to me, and she got it back. Actually,
Oh,
I need to
it's
call her
difficult. I
tomorrow.
have
Be like, send it to this friend
send
who's
it
coming in
again.
a few months in America. Send it to them, and they will
And
hand
they'll
walk it
bring
over.
it.
Yeah,
I've received packages, I've sent packages, never had this problem before. Food was the outlier on this particular one, I think. But also you will be charged to
hmm
receive packages for sure. And I had a friend send me something once that went back to her, but they hadn't put the country on it. So it went out through, for some reason, out of the U.S. mail without a country on it. And they were at some point. It must. Who knows where it went?
right.
It did eventually end up back with her. So you got to be careful.
Well, that's funny that you say that because the zip codes in Spain are 5 letters just like they are in America. And I was like, when the American reads like, yeah, exactly.
Numbers, you mean?
What?
Numbers, you
What did
mean?
I say? Letters? Oh,
Letters.
numbers. Because I'm
It's been a
thinking
while.
most other countries' zip codes have letters. Like it's different.
In England, we have letters and numbers.
Right.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
so I'm like, how does the American system, if you don't put Spain, it's going to go wherever that
Right?
zip code is in America, right? And then
Which may well have been what happened. It might have ended up in like who knows where,
Kansas
Indiana,
or whatever, yeah.
and they were like, we don't have anything like this here.
Right. Calle, what?
I will say though, the good thing about being in Spain is because the addresses are all so weird and stuff. Once you've lived in one place for a certain amount of time, all of the delivery places know who you are.
Right.
So somebody could probably send at this point a letter or a package to me in this town with just my name,
Right.
and it would probably find me.
As long as it got your zip code and your name. Right.
Yes. To move on from packages, because I know we have talked about that a lot, but it still continues to entertain us
Right.
anyway, in good ways and bad ways. I thought it might be fun to maybe think about things we might have learned over 100 episodes. And I think there are some things.
There are some things, and the biggest thing is something we've learned to me is that we never pretend to not be this, but we are not experts. We've never said we've become experts.
Right.
And the more we've learned and the more experty we've become, the less of an expert I even feel now. But yet I know a lot
Well, that's
more.
so true.
Right?
Yeah. It's so true because the more we learn, I'm like, wow, I mean, we've learned so many things, but because we're continuing to learn, like we just did the episode on Picasso, right, for
Right.
Poco a Poco, and I'm like, how did I not know any of that about him?
Right.
So I know there's so much more coming in and it's like, and all the stuff about like how important Spain has been on world history things. I mean,
Right.
we've done have so much information about that I really didn't know about it.
Right. Like one of the examples, can I just begin with like the chocolate? Like,
Chocolate,
there's a lot of
yes.
conversations about the cross migrations of peoples and how it affects the societies that were there before, and the evils and all of that. But if it wasn't for Spain, we wouldn't have the chocolate that we love today because they brought it back here and then different countries got their fingers in it and made it taste the way it does. And like I didn't know any of
Right.
that.
We wouldn't be talking about Swiss or the delicious Swiss chocolates and Belgian chocolates, right?
If it wasn't
if
for
that
Spain.
wasn't the case.
Yeah.
Right? I know. So many little things like that I've learned, and how much, I mean, not just the chocolate that they brought over, I mean, I'm not even going to name them because we've talked about a lot of them, but all the things that came over from the New World that was bought because Spain went over there. And okay, again, like you said, maybe not the best scenario,
Right.
but if we're just going to talk about the good things that came out of it, a lot of good things from those little bits that came back.
The biggest shocker to me, we did an episode on turkeys, and in America, the turkeys are about the British and the coming over and the Thanksgiving and all of that. But really, it was Spain brought the turkeys over to Spain
From America.
and then England got the turkeys, and then said we love turkeys, and then brought them over to America. And then when they got there, like, oh, you already have these turkeys here, so it's just
It's so weird, right? It's so bizarre,
and all before the
also-
internet. Just saying, all before
Well,
the.
yes, right. That's so true. So you mentioned we're not experts, which hopefully people realize that, although we do get some comments sometimes. We to add to that, we do not pretend to know Spanish. Like I'm pretty proud of my Spanish, but it's nowhere near where I thought it would be after 6 years. And
Right.
we've talked about that. Even though I do feel quite confident, I understand that I have a funny, weird English American accent that I have in my English,
Hmm.
translates over into my Spanish. And so, for instance, we sometimes have debates over what we're going to call things, right?
Oh, you mean like King Jaime or King James? And people are like,
Yes.
you're butchering.
When,
We've had people say you're butchering it and would choose one. Well, we don't know which one to choose because,
right.
it is King.
We have long discussions over do we use the English version? Okay, and then we have to go back into our episodes and go, what did we do the last time? Because
Right.
we have to do the same for this one. So it's like these are the little things that are quite funny, but we might obviously get it wrong because we're not professionals. We're
No.
just pretending to be.
We're just friends that are over to your house having tea or a
Exactly.
glass of wine, and we're talking about the things we've learned, and you
Exactly.
are either there to say yes, that's right, or oh, how simple they are. But this is all for fun.
This is all for fun, and we are having fun, and I hope that shows for everybody. I think otherwise we wouldn't have any listeners if they didn't realize we were having a good laugh.
I think it shows through for sure.
I hope it shows through for sure.
So I was thinking that what would be. I say I wasn't thinking. I was thinking of bringing this up. This is something you and I have discussed. This is my brilliant.
Oh, I see. And you were thinking, which is that's a good thing.
Hold it
Doesn't
now.
always it doesn't always happen, everybody.
Hey, now. I resemble that remark. So we were discussing about
Mm-hmm.
adding, so we have perspectivas and we've got the poco o pocos, and we were thinking about adding another little element to our show called A Spain Vida. And it would be not so much an interview, but a conversation with someone else that has some, I wouldn't even say expertise. Let's just say know-how on how they cope
Mm-hmm.
with life. So think of it as like almost like a wellness type of episode, but someone that maybe knows how to make a recipe or has a de-stressing technique. So
Yeah.
it's not really a Spain related. This is a parenting human thing. What do you think, Tanya?
Yeah, I think so. When we were talking about this, I think the reason why it came up was because we talk a lot and we see a lot of other people talking as well, and about moving and living abroad and all the different things that entails, and your kind of emotional side of it, and how you cope with it, and how you can better cope with it, and how to talk to your kids, all these sorts of things. Like, just how do you do life,
Mm-hmm.
right? How do you do life? How can you do it better? How can you improve on your life in this kind of arena of living in Spain or moving abroad somewhere? So, our Spain Vita will be that. It will evolve into what it's supposed to be, but that's our initial idea of how it's going to be.
And I like our initial idea.
I do too.
And our things do evolve. So, if
Yeah.
again, we'll put another call to arms, but we don't know when this will start, but we're going to start working on gathering people who have tips and tricks that
Mm-hmm.
we can utilize in all of our daily
Yeah.
lives.
And it could be anything, like you said. I mean, it might be somebody that knows how to cook something that we don't know how to do, or it could be how to take care of yourself, how to take care of your mental self, like all of these things. The people that have some tips and tricks on how to do that can be useful, heck, to all of
To all
us,
of us,
right?
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
loving it.
Yeah. And fun people, of course. I mean, you got to keep the
We got
laugh
yeah.
going, because that's
Send us
that's
your
part of it.
humorous people. We don't want some
Yes.
no one that takes themselves too seriously, please.
Yes. I don't think they'd want to have anything to do with us.
No.
Well, I think that that's sort of covers our 100th episode. We just wanted to touch on a few things, and overall thank everybody for listening as well, because we're having a blast, and we really appreciate the comments. Please, message us, send us emails, whatever you need to let us know. If you want us to talk about something, we're here.
And feel free to email us. We do appreciate the little digs too. I mean, someone did comment on us, like, was it through an email or a post to say that, when I say hamon, it sounds like hammam.
Oh.
And they was like, are we at a sauna or are we eating a pig's leg? And I was like,
Like, what's going on here?
So if you have a critique, we do laugh at them too. We don't take ourselves
Yes.
seriously. So don't think you're offending us if you want to correct us.
That this is very true. Plus, it does give the other person a good giggle
Right.
of us.
Hey, we're in on the joke too.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, on that note, Tanya, I think it's time to say goodbye. And you know what? We weren't going to make self-aggrandizement, whatever that word is, but congratulations on 100 episodes. Well done.
Yes, congratulations. And I don't know if this will come through. A little clap.
I'll do it too. We'll see if our amazing, very expensive microphones that are just hooked in
Can handle that.
that are built into our computers can handle that noise.
It's going to sound really weird, like someone's walking with flip-flops on the floor or something. That's what it was. We were just clapping our hands at ourselves.
Exactly.
All right. Until next time.
Ciao.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Our Spain.
We really appreciate all the support we have received since we started this podcast.
Visit ourspain.com for transcripts to this and our other episodes, some exciting merchandise, and if you are so inclined, there is also a link to buy us a coffee, which helps support this fun endeavor.
And please follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Ospain Podcast. And don't forget to subscribe to us wherever you're listening.
It really helps us stay connected, and we'd love to hear from you.
Let us know if there's any topics you would like for us to talk about. Even though we are happy to talk about anything, we also want to make sure it's informative for you.
Exactly.